Hey everybody, getting started here with a minute with a new podcast. So listen in, watch live, have some fun. Welcome to the Funnel Creator Secrets podcast. I'm your host, Val Kuikman, and today we're going to be talking about how a sales funnel saved my message. Oh boy, marriage, more like it. Now I have to start over again. This is why I do the live, so you can see all the craziness that goes on here. Let's see. Sorry guys, here, take two. Welcome to the Funnel Creator Secret podcast. I'm your host, Val Kuikman, and in episode 3 today, we're going to be talking about how a funnel saved my marriage. Welcome everybody. Episode 3 is here. If you don't know me, I'm Val Kuikman. I am an entrepreneur and a solopreneur, and I've been an entrepreneur for a decade. So I've been sharing all my knowledge that I've created over the last decade of experience and wisdom, and I'll be bringing it to you on this podcast called Funnel Creators Secrets, online marketing advice for the solopreneur. Today, obviously, we're going to share about how a funnel saved my marriage. Basically, when I first started out, I was working full-time and 12-hour shifts, as a matter of fact, and I went back to work as a boss, and my husband was working full-time as well during the day. And we had my son, who's very young, so my husband actually decided to stay home to be with him because we didn't want to put my son in daycare or burden the family with watching him 5 days a week, because my parents are older and my mom was still working at the time. So basically what I did was I went back to work, and I'd come home and I'd be creating this content for blogs and like live videos, workout programs. I'd record my workouts in the morning because I'd get up at 3:20, and I'd work out before work, and then I'd come home and work on content. And basically I'd come home at 6 o'clock and I'd be in bed by 8:30 because I had to be back up at 3 in the morning. So it was like 2.5 hours I got to spend with my husband and my son. So obviously my husband became like completely frustrated at the beginning and all throughout, because I would be busy doing I'd work all day and then I'd come home and I'd work some more. It was completely overwhelming and frustrating, and he resented it because I wasn't getting the sales and leads or the income or the profit. So he's like, why are you even doing this? You're not going anywhere, you know? And this was something I love doing. It's like a hobby, so to speak. Now it's not. It's a source of income. It's a business, but back then I really didn't know what it was to be an entrepreneur. So I was just kind of doing it to get the experience of it. Now it's more of a business mindset, but back then I was just getting the experience in, and the leads and sales were not coming in. And he held that against me because obviously I'm doing all this work. I'm not spending time with him, or my son is like, what are you doing? Like, this is ruining our marriage, basically. We constantly argued over it because my heart was in this to help people, and at the same time, my priority was supposed to be my family, and I was putting my business first and my work first. So that obviously he resented the fact that I was an entrepreneur and did that stuff because it was taking time away from them, and I totally understand that. So I had these feelings of doubt and frustration, and really didn't think that I was going to continue doing this, because basically we were arguing all the time about it. It was kind of like the elephant in the room, so to speak, because I wasn't around and like present. I mean, I was home, but I was physically present, but I wasn't like mentally present. And my son would, I'd be doing something and I'd be like half, we need to remember to put this on Do Not Disturb so it doesn't happen again. So I would be, I'd be around and I'd answer questions, but I wasn't like there, like fully. And when my son got into school, that was huge because like I had to come home and help him with homework. That's his priority is school now, and I wasn't making that a priority either. So that was huge, and we just argue about it all the time. And the money I was spending on the business, and it was just like the business was, everything was negative about it. So I was like, I need to do something because this is, literally is, the choices I'm making are ruining my marriage, and that wasn't what I wanted at all. That was supposed to be I was doing it for my family, not in spite of them. So I needed to make some definite changes to what I was doing. So I get up early still and I create my contact then, and I'm like, I need to get leads and sales without actually creating this huge amount of content every day. And I need to have leads coming in to sell to them, right? So I like, we're going to create a program, and I'm going to use a sales funnel. And what a sales funnel is, if you don't know, it's kind of like a mailing list. Like say you sign up for something, or like you're in the mall and you sign up for a free car, and then you start getting all these phone calls. That's what it is. You're basically opting in to receive information from somebody that you find valuable. Now maybe putting in for a car offer and getting a bunch of spam email, that's not technically like something valuable, right? But this would be information that's going to help somebody, and you want to opt in to learn more about the information. That's what a sales funnel is, and it takes you through it and tells you what it's about, and basically gets you interested and see if what you can get. What I offer will give you the result you're looking for. Basically, that's what a sales funnel is. So I decided that was absolutely what I needed to do, because it can run. I can set it up and it can run all the time, and then I can run ads to it. I can get email offers, like say I have a new program or a new like course out, I can send that out to my list. So it helps, it builds it for me, and all I have to do is like continue to create content on a daily basis to help those people that are already part of my groups. Like I can take them to a Facebook group, I can do Facebook Lives, I can do all that stuff. So a sales funnel, it's huge because it runs for me, and I don't have to keep creating a million pieces of content. The process I created is like one piece of content, just like this podcast, and I can repurpose it into a blog, a YouTube video, and an IG post, IGTV, Pinterest, send it out to my email list, like all that stuff, I can repurpose it. So ultimately what I did, and I'm in the process of doing, is like, okay, I only have so many hours in the day, I work full time, what's the most effective way to use that time? And that was creating this content, whatever information I give that can be valuable. If somebody wants it, they're going to opt in, and I put them in a sales funnel. And it's got to be content people need. And that's the huge thing that people keep doing, is they're creating all this content they think people need instead of asking their audience what they really need. That's the key to a sales funnel, honestly. And giving them what they need to get whatever result they're looking for. And most online marketers are looking for, especially ones that work full time, and so they're doing it on they're solopreneurs and they're doing it on their own. I needed a process that would streamline everything, and that's what I created. And what that did for me, and I actually outsourced. Once I created the material, repurposing it, I outsourced that, and that freed up 5 or 6 hours out of, like, that would, over a couple days, even one day would free up 5 or 6 hours. I had them doing it, and it was like literally $10 to do one piece of content for somebody else to create it. $10 to me was worth 5 or 6 hours that I can spend with my family. And I had this conversation that this is what I was going to do with the sales funnel, and this is what it's going to do for us, and this is what it's going to cost. And he was totally on board, because he knows that, he's like, I don't want to, basically he said, I know that you love what you're doing, and I don't want to take that away from you, but we got to figure out a way to make it work. And that's the way it worked. And now it's like literally I'm like, what, 9 minutes into this, it's 9 or 15 minutes into, once I'm done, it'll be maybe 15 minutes as a whole, and then I send it off to my outsourcers, and they create the rest. And now I'm going to walk out the door after this is done, and we're going to go downtown and hang out and have a great day. and that's huge. And that's what saved my marriage, is being able to streamline a process. And anyone that's doing online entrepreneurs or being a solopreneur, and your husband or spouse or significant other is not on board with it, you need to have this like conversation with them. And have this heart to heart and tell him how you feel about it, basically. Because once I told him how I felt about it, and he actually was honest, he knew that, like, he didn't regret. I was happy to know that he didn't regret what I was doing, and he knew that I loved it, and he supported me in it, and that was huge. Like, that I had that support, and that I could still do this, but I had to find a way to do it and effectively. So, and I'm in the process of creating a program that's going to walk people through the content creation process and the sales funnel process, so you can do this in your business and create the freedom that solopreneurs and entrepreneurs are looking for. That's what we're looking for, is freedom and financial security, and that's what this is going to do. You're going to have a sales funnel. You know, the sales funnel is going to convert, and you're going to have all this extra. You're going to have a team behind you to help you out, and it's not going to be as expensive as you think, and your time is going to be. You're going to have this time to do it all yourself, and that's basically what sales funnels saves my marriage. And the process is amazing. And so if you need any more information on the process I'm doing, or if you want to learn more about the course, I'll put a link in the show notes, which will be on my website. I haven't officially launched this podcast. Obviously, when you're listening to it, it'll be live, but for my live viewers, this should be launching May 21st, which is my birthday. So, yay, happy birthday to me. So, stay tuned, guys. And anything that's going to be coming out, I'll let you know. So, have a wonderful, wonderful day.